95% of new product launches fail. But why? In the most cases, we fail to recognize good prospective customer for our businesses, and consequently, we cannot understand their needs and wants. Hello, I'm Iman, and in this video I want to talk about target market and how we can figure out a good target market for our businesses. Before we dive into this video, please subscribe my YouTube channel and turn on the bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you. So let's start by understanding a target market. Why in businesses we need a target market? Imagine that in your business you want to sell this kind of milk to some customers. Who can be a good potential customer for this product? Children or adults? The answer that you might also have guessed is adults. But why? Basically, for the product design, the packaging, the typography, and the fonts that they are using, it's more appealing for adults. That was one of the simple examples, but in most cases in our businesses, it's really hard to understand who can be a potential target market or audience for our product. So we need to go through this process that I'm going to explain. The first step is looking into the market to see if there are any type of competitors or not. By competitors, I mean any type of direct and indirect competitor. For example, if you are selling a shampoo, a soap company can be your indirect competitor, and another shampoo brand can be your direct competitor. If there is no one into the market and no competitors you found, even direct or indirect, especially the direct ones, you can say, okay, everyone can use my product. You don't need to segment, you don't need to focus on a niche in your market. So you can only propose your value and product to everyone and see who can buy your products better. But if you found that there are some kind of competitors into the market, you need to be cautious a little bit before you launch your product. Now, you need to understand who is their target market. For example, if they are selling their products to adults or children or elderly people, or if their target market is people in their country or people outside their country. So you need to gather any kind of information that can help you to understand and recognize their target market. It can be collected from their buyers, it can be collected from the design of their product, the prices, any information that can help you to understand who can be their potential target market. Whenever you realize their target market, that's the time for you to come up with your own plan and see who can be your target market. For doing that, we need to start by segmenting the market. By segmenting the market, I mean that you need to group the market into smaller groups and categories based on their similarities. For example, you can keep children as a group, or you can keep adults as a group. You can separate groups by their gender, or you can separate the groups by their occupation, their jobs, their income, anything, any sort of information that can help you to separate, categorize, and group people into smaller groups. That can help you to understand who can be a better potential customer and target customer for your business. Generally, we have 4 types of segmentation. Segmentations based on geography, based on demographics, based on behavior, and based on psychographics. In geographic segmentation, we do all those segmentation based on the customers' nations, regions, provinces, cities, whatever is related to their geographics. In demographics, we have more tools to segment people. For example, based on their age, based on their life cycle, based on their income, or based on their occupation. In psychographic segmentation, we can segment people based on their social class, based on their lifestyle, and based on their personality characteristics. Please note that social class is a combination of factors that are individually investigated in our demographic segmentation. So, for example, if you want to investigate on people's occupation, individually occupation, or you want to focus on their income or their education. They are kind of factors of demographic segmentations. But if you want to have a sense of the whole and combination of their education, income, and occupation, for example, it can be under social class. So, for example, if you are talking about a socio-economic class level of A, it means that probably people who have at least degrees are upper level education, they have a good income, and they have a good occupation. So the mix of them, the combination of them is the social class. But if you are focusing on each of them separately, you are going to focus on the demographic segmentation. Finally, behavioral segmentation relates to people's behavior toward our product and brand, which means if they have the product at all or no, if they use or consume the product regularly, for example, twice a week, 3 times a week, or they have the product or they use the product once a month. So based on their usage, we can categorize people in different categories and different groups. We can also use occasions and benefits as part of behavioral segmentation. For example, in what occasions our customers, people actually use our product? Or in what occasions actually people tend to buy our product? Or we can segment people based on the benefits they are looking for from a product like ours. The point here is that whenever you want to do the segmentation, you need to look into your competitors' segmentation as well and consider their products to see what kind of segmentation they did for their product or who is their target market. Whenever you realize that, at least a sense of that, you can figure out, for example, if they are segmenting their customers, their people, based on their nationalities, you need to go deeper and in more details. So, for example, you don't need to segment your customers or people based on their nationalities. You need to go one step forward and segment them based on the provinces, for example, or based on the cities they are living. That's how you can find a good target market for your product. Whenever you are done with your segmentation, now it's time for you to choose a segment for you as your target market. How we are choosing those segments as our target market? We should look into our resources. Do we have enough resources and capabilities to approach them and propose our value to their needs or not? Then you should look into your competitors. If they are doing the same, if they are approaching the same customers or target market, it's not good for you to go and compete with them. You can find a blue ocean somewhere else. And finally, the size of the segments that you want to focus on. If it's big enough to give you enough profits or not. Whenever you're done with all these decisions and segmentations and your target market, it's time for you to come up with your targeting strategy, which means, are you going to approach all those segments with one product, which means it's going to be the same for all of your customers, or you are going to only focus on very niche market in the whole market, or you want to propose different products to different segments into the market. Again, it depends on your resources. If you have enough resources, you can approach all those segments. If you don't have enough resources, you need to focus and be more concentrated. The second one would be product variability. How many products are into the market and how many products you are proposing to the market? Do you want to have different products and do you have the resources for that, or you only want to focus on one product? The next one is the product life cycle. If you are introducing a product recently and it's just into their first stages of their life cycle, it's better to stick to that one specific product and don't introduce so many products and don't focus on so many different segments into the market. But if your product is in their maturity or in their decline, it's not bad to have more products and introduce more products into the market and introduce product to different segments. Then you should look into market variability, which means that if all those people from different segments are showing the same behavior toward this product, this kind of product, or for example, they buy the same amount in the same time for the same amount of time, and they pay almost the same for these kind of products. So maybe you don't need to differentiate, and you don't need to produce different products for different people because they are all showing the same behavior. So maybe one product can work for everyone. And finally, you need to look into your competitors' strategies again. It's like if they are introducing and selling one product to everyone, you can go further and say, for example, you are selling different products. You want to sell different products for different segments. But if they are selling different products to different segments, it means that you need to go even deeper and say, okay, I want to focus on only one segment and sell them a new product. And it's like that. Whenever they are, it's like a funnel. If they are working at the top of the funnel, that's fine, you can go deeper. If they are working in the middle, you need to go deeper and with more details. If they are doing very niche market and they are concentrating on some kind of people with different products, it means that your work would be even harder, and you need to segment the target and segment the whole market into more specific niches and find your own niches that you can approach and sell your product to them. We have 4 different types of market targeting strategies, and they are working as a kind of funnel, which means that the first one is really broad and the last one is very niche and narrowed. So let's just start by the first one, undifferentiated marketing. Undifferentiated marketing says that you can sell one product to everyone. So you are not considering any type of differences between individuals or group of people. The second one is differentiated marketing, which means that you propose different products to different segments into the market. For example, P&G company produces different brands of shampoo for different segments into the market. For example, they have Head and Shoulders and Pantone for different segments into the market. The third strategy would be concentrated or niche marketing, which means we are focusing on only one or several of those segments with one product. For example, you want to sell suits to men who are athletes. That's a niche marketing. Finally, we have micro marketing, which is the same as local marketing or individual marketing. In local marketing, you can see, for example, local stores who are focusing on very limited amount of people who are living nearby, right? But in individual marketing, we focus on some specific characteristic in our groups of people. So we focus on some individuals. For example, a musician who wants to have a tour around the world, but for each cities, for each different geographic locations, they are changing their advertising, they are changing the whole services, they are changing the product, their musics, based on those people who are living in that area. Well done. So by doing all these things, you can recognize a good and suitable target market for your business and product, and you can come up with your strategy and targeting a strategy to see how you can approach them, how you can propose your value to gain value from your customers. In the next video, we will talk about marketing mix, and we'll start talking about product as one of the most important elements in marketing mix. Thank you, and see you in the next video.